really attuned to that deck yet. I don't think a lot of players who are picking up Raging Ball, Dragon Ball and all of that, I don't think they are real experts at playing against that new style of Palkia deck.
Yeah, you're right. It's got a lot of tips and tricks. You know, so many ways to manipulate damage and you know, manipulate prize cards and you know, Dust Clops even coming out of nowhere. Raging Greninja is actually a card I want to keep an eye on myself because you know, with Manaphy coming out of a lot of people's lists now, because Manaphy just isn't safe with Dust Clops and Dust Noir mostly. That means Manaphy's coming out, makes sense to get your slot back to do extra things, but if Manaphy comes out, does that mean Raging Greninja can come and start throwing some Moonlight Shurikens here, there and everywhere? And Palkia is a deck that can do that. I mean Palkia's been throwing Moonlight Shurikens with Greninja since like Worlds 2022, so even before that actually. So yeah, I'm intrigued to see, you know, how the Palkia deck pans out, because the stars could be aligning.
Yeah, we had the Melbourne Regionals over in Australia where the top 8 was all Palkia right after the release of Astral Radiance, which is a weird kind of tournament. That was fun. But yeah, really, yeah, you're right, it's an excellent point. There are 2 decks right now, 2 decks that can really Moonlight Shuriken properly. And that is Palkia, using the V-Star power on Palkia, and then these Lost Zone decks using, you know, their item cards to accelerate energy and just go, hey, let's get a bunch of energy on the board, and then actually, and they can actually chain it better than Palkia can.
Oh, for sure.
Palkia is often kind of a one Moonlight Shuriken per game kind of thing. So, yeah, Manaphy's gone away. Greninja is way better. There are 2 decks that can really take advantage of that, and they've both had very good runs in the Stellar Crown format.
Like I say, Lost Box just got that 2nd place, right? So I would imagine some Moonlight Shurikens were getting flown around Louisville as he got to the final there. So yeah, I'm intrigued to see how those storylines pan out for the weekend. However, you alluded to a little storyline back in the hosting segment earlier, our intro. You were saying about we were going to talk about these then.
I did.
Yeah, so we rocked up. Obviously, it's spooky theme. We got told that we could dress up a little bit. And you know, we just had a little bit of inspiration. We did. From the North American casters, you know, Chip Ritchie and Skarsgård. They did a really cool little 1-2 combo of Gengar Mimikyu. That was a very strong card back in the day. There it is. Look at that.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Fancy dress.
They were even copying the card artwork there. Love to see that. So me and Ross got together and thought, you know what? We should do that. That's a good card. I played that card a lot. We should recreate exactly that. So shout outs to them. So we thought, okay, let's do it. But then we had a little bit of a problem, didn't we, Ross? We didn't decide who was going to be the mimic. So we both turned up. Like, oh, hold on a minute. How has that happened?
I'm disappointed in you personally, Shay.
I'm disappointed in you, actually. Because it was my idea. But you know what? Maybe we should have communicated a little bit better. But you know what? If we haven't got a Mimikyu, that's fine, because at least we can both be, you know, Gengar today. I've got the Ghastly pin on deck as well. I'm a fan of Gengar, but I just thought it was funny. We both rocked up no Mimikyu, just a bit like, whoops.
I mean, look, we're matching, we look adorable, we're dressed as Gengar on the spooky stream. I think that's all right by me. So, it's going to be an interesting one. Right, lots of relevant decks. Do we have predictions ready, do you think?
I hope we have predictions ready, because
I think we made predictions, didn't we?
We did make some predictions.
I feel like I made some predictions.
Yeah, predictions are good. Predictions are good. Right, so let's have a look. I'll talk for mine first then. So, I'm going to start off with the easy one. Raging Ball, it was a deck that just won the last regional there in Louisville. It was a deck that done really well in Dortmund as well. Most played there. I was a bit of a cop-out here. I just picked the deck that gets played the most and won the last regional. Fair enough. However, I pushed the boat out a little bit more with my second pick, because I still think Area Zero Under, just be sure it gets played at Trappers, is a card that I still feel is underutilized right now. The card is silly, letting you have 8 bench Pokemon as long as you have a 10 Pokemon in play. I'm convinced there is a deck that we haven't even seen yet that can utilize that. So that's what I picked now. What's going to talk to us about your picks?
I'm more worried that that's literally exactly what I said in the Dortmund intro, that there's an Area Zero Underdepths that's better than Terrapagos. I'm just saying, but no, I agree with you. I think it's going to be coming out there. Right, I didn't predict my ride on this time, and I came in yesterday to rehearsals, and I looked at my predictions, and I'm just like, what have you done, Ross?
That's interesting.
I mean, look, Dragon Ball's a great deck. I stand by that. I'm not just predicting it's one in Dortmund, because I also know it didn't do very well in Louisville. I think it's an inherently strong deck. I think it's got a lot of potential. I think it's great. Ancient Box, I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah, talk us through that one.
I'm not sure I can. I like Ancient Box. box as a deck.
Okay.
And it's one of my favourite decks to play. If I'm laddering on PTCG Live, I love me a little bit of ancient box, but I'm looking at that now, and I'm not even sure I've got faith that's going to do great this weekend. Oh no, nothing happened. But yeah, it's an interesting one, but I've predicted a couple of weird decks. I'm hoping like one of them does quite well and proves me right, but I'll be honest with you, that Roaring Moon starts to look a bit of an anomaly. The other casters, Freya there's gone full Terraphagos, but also got Dustwall, which you're going to see in other decks, and Barish there very much on the Palkia train, but of course remember that Radiant Greninja may well end up popping up into Lost Zone decks, so if you all got a little bit cheeky going for two top decks, and I've just gone, because if Terraphagos wins, you and Freya are both going to count it, right?
Yeah.
If Palkia wins, Freya and Barish are both going to go after it. So look, all I'm saying is, right now, if people at home are looking objectively at this, they're probably thinking, I have the worst predictions. I'm just telling you, if one of those decks spikes this tournament, because I predicted Miraidon back in Dortmund, and you all said, oh, it's Rossi, you always predict Miraidon. Yeah, it made top 8 though, didn't it? Yes. Yeah, yes, it did.
Yeah, I mean, if Ancient Box does what I'd say, you can have yourself a victory lap, my friend. I'll give you that. Unlikely to happen, sure, but you know, it's a possibility. So yeah, I like these picks though. I think everyone's done pretty well. Barish could be a low-key, dark horse here. You know, that Palkia we saw top 4 in Dortmund, and we said that Raging Greninja. We just spoke about how the tables could be turning for that to be a much stronger card right now. So I'd love to see that. So I'm a big fan, and I guess it'd be interesting to see how that Terraphagos pans out. I know you're not the biggest fan of that.
I'm really not. And that's the thing, like, I think Terraphagos is a great card. I think it's got a huge amount of potential, but I look at an awful lot of data. The data from Japan is, frankly, not telling us it's the best deck in the format. It's good, but not the best. The data from community tournaments is telling us it's a good deck, but it's not the best. And the data from Dortmund and Louisville regionals is telling us it's a good deck, but not the... Hang on a second. What? Pikachu wants to make a little prediction.
What are you doing there?
He's got himself a little card. Pikachu wants to get in on the action. Has Pikachu got to predict it? What's he got? Oh, he's a man after my own heart. Pikachu thinks Miraidon is going to win. Lightning Pokemon, electric Pokemon look after themselves here. There we go. Oh, he's a little bit blurry. We'll do what we can, but it's a full-art Miraidon. There we go. Ah, thank you, Shay. There we go. Pikachu reckons Miraidon's here. So look, at least somebody still has faith, and I feel a little bit bad. I lost faith in Miraidon. I made some frankly questionable predictions. Who's come through to save me? He got their limitations to the limitation as well. I'm not getting out. He will fall over and I won't be able to put him back. But he's got his invitation to the spooky party. And yeah, there's a lot of Halloween fun time going on. We've gone full spooky here. I saw Louisville described as the spookiest regional of the season, and I thought, you know what? I took that to heart, didn't you? Yeah, I was not happy about that. And look, I watched Louisville. Louisville was great, and Louisville was very spooky, but I did see that as a little bit of a challenge, Shay.
Bit of a challenge. Oh, so yeah, we really took the spooky dial here, and I just love the collection of Halloween themed plushes here. And what's that music? Can you hear that?
It's gone a little bit spooky in here, Shay.
Oh, I don't know if I like that. But my favourite, well, get there on social media and tweet us what your favourite plushie is. Mine has to be. Look at this little Beware who's dressed up as a Dusclops right now. I love that. What's your favourite one, Ross?
Beware dressed as a Dusclops. I bought this at... It was European International... It might have been like 2017 or something.
Okay.
It was an early European Internationals. I picked this up because I love Beware, and it's one of the cutest things I've seen in my life. And every Halloween, Beware comes out to play at my house. He sits on my desk in my studio. I have a regular Beware on my desk. I wish this wasn't true, but it is. I have a regular Beware sitting on my desk, being my editing buddy all year round. He takes a break for spooky season. Beware dressed as Dusclops comes out, but this weekend, he's on tour. He's coming in and helping us here. And also, you can't see it great, but Snorlax, he's having a grand old time. He's getting in with all of them cookies and treats and sweets that we all like very much indeed. But yeah, Beware dressed as a Dusclops, come on.
Also want to give a shout out to our Drifble in there. You might be able to just about see him, but yeah, currently hiding. So, Ross, we're in a spooky regional, getting towards Halloween time. I've got a little fun game for us to play.
Okay.
I'm going to look at some Pokédex entries. I think we're going to try and work out what that Pokemon is, and I think some of these Pokédex entries might be on the spookier side, as it were. How does that sound to you?
I'd be disappointing Jay if they weren't spooky Pokedex entries. I want me some spooky Pokedex entries. We'll try and figure out what they are.
Okay, here we go. It changes into the forms of others to surprise them. Apparently, it often transforms into a silent child. I tell you what, that word silent just adds so much, it makes it so much more ominous, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Not just a child, a silent one. Just imagine you're just going about your day, you turn around, and there's just a silent child there like,
Oh, that happens to me occasionally. I have 3 young kids at home, and every so often one of them's quiet. And when your child is quiet, something's happened. No child, or at least mine are 2, 4, and 6, right? No child of that age is ever quiet unless something has gone terribly wrong. And then you've got to figure out what they've broken. Always fun. Now, I think I actually do know this one. Chat, let me know in the chat. I'm gonna tell you a clue about this Pokemon without giving it away, right?
oh wow, I feel confident.
I am confident about this one.
Okay.
Now, I'm playing through Legends Arceus. Enjoyed that game greatly. There we go.
There eventually.
This was the final Pokemon that I found in Legends Arceus, and it was in the snowy area. It was hiding in a cave. I refused to look it up and find out where it was. I wandered for hours in this snowy area. I finally stumbled upon a cave, and in that cave in the snowy area, I found this Pokemon, completed my Legends Arceus Pokedex. That's the clue I'm giving everyone at home. If you played that game, that might actually help you. If you haven't, then that was completely pointless.
Yeah, I've played it a bit, but it doesn't help me. I'm actually not sure. I mean, there's a whole treasure trove of, ghost types. I mean, it could even be a psychic type, right? It could even be a dark type. Transformation is not something that we see it quite often in the Pokemon, the Pokemon franchise, I should say. So, yeah, I mean, could you maybe, if you're, so you're like 100% sure then?
100% sure.
You're 100% sure?
100% sure.
How about you give us a little clue then? Why don't you give us a primary type then?
Well, one clue is I feel like if you watch the anime, you're going to be better at this one because you will have kind of seen this happening in the anime. Think very good. Think very good in the Pokemon TCG. Numerous extremely playable cards.
Numerous, extremely.
I'm talking about the evolution line as a whole.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, did you just let something slip there? Evolutionary line.
I'll tell you, it is a basic Pokemon. I'm pretty sure it's a basic Pokemon. But then we've got, the evolution has been extremely good in the TCG a number of times. Number of times. And maybe at the World Championships, we got a little bit of a hint that it's coming back and might be good again. That's a gigantic clue.
Oh, okay, now I think, wait, if it's the Pokemon I think it is, a silent child,
I'm going to look so silly if I'm wrong here.
Not the one I would be transforming into if I was that Pokemon, but yeah,
I've got this.
Fair enough, you got each to their own. Okay.
What are you thinking then, Jay?
Well, I'm thinking, purely off the clues you've been given, could be coming back, transforms, and had numerous good cards in the Pokemon TCG, and I think you said it was the basic, so I'm going to go with Zorua.
I mean, Zorua, as long as we're watching Zorua, that evolution line is famous for transforming. We've seen that, you find in the games, you're like, oh, I found, no way, it's a Zorua. So I'm pretty sure it is. Excellent.
Yeah.
Yes, it was Hisuian Zorua that I was finding in Legends Arceus, all right, but that would have been too big a clue. I didn't want to give it away, so I still think my clue was pretty good. Yeah, I kid you not, Shay, it took me so long to stumble upon this random cave, which I think is like the only place it spawns in the entire game. But I found it, and I didn't have to use a guide, and I'm very proud of myself for that.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun, like you said, numerous good cards. Glad to get another one by the rest of it, Zoroark GX.
Probably the best deck I ever made was it was a Flareon deck, kind of. It was Flareon, Leafeon, with the black and white Zoroark that was an extremely good counter for Black Kyurem. Black Kyurem, giant, 200 HP, 2-price Pokemon, needs like 4 energy to attack, and Zoroark just comes along like a double colourless energy, 2 prizes. It was absurd. I adored that card, but we had the one from Breakthrough, which was a phenomenal card. Obviously, the GX was fantastic.
Mind Jack,
yes, the Mind Jack one that could rush into the active as well. And we do know, of course, there is another one coming in the future, Ends Zoroark. Okay.
right.
Folklore has it that on moonless nights, this Pokemon will make people see horrific nightmares.
Goodness gracious.
I do not know this one.
Okay, well, let's break this down. There's a few things we can sort of, I think, use here. Folklore could be like an ancient-y kind of Pokemon, perhaps.
Yeah,
or an older... Oh, no, we've got another one now, apparently. According... Oh, no, we're back to that one. This Pokemon will make it see horrific nightmare. Again, these Pokédex entries, whoever write these, they can just use one word. Like in the last one, what was it? Silent. Now it's horrific. It adds so much more, like, almost sinistery to it, doesn't it?
Yeah, whoever's writing these Pokedex entries knows what they're doing. It's got to be a ghost type. Has to be a ghost type. Not, yeah, I'm thinking ghost type here because of the nightmares. I mean, it could be Gengar.
Wait, you say ghost type, but we know that Darkrai loves to make people see nightmares. And it says moonless nights. Does Darkrai like moonless nights? Is that like a thing? I mean, it probably is. I mean, it might be. Let us know in the chat if Darkrai loves a moonless night. But we know Darkrai takes great pleasure in making people see nightmares for some reason. So that's my early guess, I think.
Oh, I think you're pretty good on Darkrai. I think that one's quite nice. I'm wondering whether it could be Mana.
Okay. You've gone completely opposite end of the... But talk to us, why Moon of them?
What's Muna's evolution? I'm completely
Mushana.
Thank you, Mushana. Oh, the amount of times I tried to make a Mushana network, it did not. But Mushana, it plays asleep.
Yes.
And, it's got Dream Eater and all of that.
Yeah.
And Mushana, oh, there's no moon. I'm going to come and be the moon. Have fun with your horrific nightmares.
Have fun with your horrific nightmares.
Oh, I tell you what, actually, this is true. I had a nightmare, like a proper nightmare the other day. It's the first time in years.
Okay.
I did not have fun. Nightmares are horrible, man.
I don't know if you call this a nightmare, but I had a nightmare the other day where I was meant to come while I was casting, and I came to the venue really late. I was meant to get to the venue at a certain time, and I woke up in the dream, and then I was late. I was running to the venue. It wasn't a fun time. And I woke up like, goodness.
That's Alex, not you.
Shout out to Alex.
Hi, Alex.
Shout out to Alex.
So we've got Darkrai and Mushano.
Okay.
Very different Pokemon.
Let us know in the chat what you're thinking as well. Let us know.
And also, I'm sure I don't need to say this, chat. I'm going to say it anyway. No cheating. Don't be cheating. Don't be looking it up and putting it in chat. I don't think anybody would. I trust you guys.
Yeah.
I don't think you're those kind of people. But I'm just saying, don't be doing that. The guess is the best way here. See, I kind of feel I've got the weight lifted here. I got the first one right. I'm not going over.
True.
That's the most important thing here for me. But yeah, I don't know if I have any other guesses. I mean, it could be Haunter.
Could be Haunter.
That's why I remember Dream Eating back when I was playing on the Game Boy, so maybe.
One book is Dream. Hypno looks a bit of a dream eater, but I don't think Hypno is more of a horrific nightmare. Hypno just looks like Hypno does, to be honest with you. I don't know how you would define that. What's going to Dream Eater? Does Gardevoir get it? I don't think Gardevoir. That Wayne Klein, I think.
I don't think Gardevoir and the word horrific are going to go side by side that well, I'll be honest with you. I wonder how horrific Mushana is. I mean, do you trust Mushana?
That seems like a respectable, trustworthy Pokemon if you ask me.
I mean, Mana's one of my favourite Gen 5 Pokemon, so alright, I think we've gone as far as we can here. Let's get the answer and see if we were even remotely close.
Show us the Darkrai! Yes! Come on! Look at that so early as well.
That was a good guess.
Okay, so...
That was the best guess. I was just like, can we get anything better? But no, you nailed it nice and early. I'm proud of you, buddy.
You'll take that. Come on, if you earn championship points by playing Spooky in that century, we'll be doing quite well. I think we've got one more actually. So chat, if you've got them, let us know as well. We've got one more coming up, and I'm intrigued to see how this goes. Here we go. According to old tales, it creates friends for itself by controlling sleeping children on starry nights. It creates friends for itself by controlling sleeping children. Oh my goodness! What on earth is going on here?
I don't want to sound repetitive. I think it might be Mushana. Because you think about it, like Mushana's got the kind of, all the stuff coming out, the kind of controlling dreams and all of that.
Okay.
So this is more likely, I think, to be Mushana than the last one, which we know was obviously Darkrai. But you got Darkrai so early last time. You have like trying to get this one straight away?
No, this is controlling sleeping children on starring us. So again, we've got something to do with weather, stuff in the sky, stars. Who loves stars? I don't know.
I feel like we're still going for dream-related Pokemon.
Yeah, it's
like, think about Darkrai and TCG, that was the, I want to say the level X, where it put you to sleep, and like if you flipped double heads, you woke up, and if you flipped double tails, you got knocked out. Something along those lines. It was a real good sleep-related Darkrai card, where TCG do shit.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, maybe we think about sleep-related Pokemon, Mushana, Hypno, Pokemon to put to sleep, Mareep.
Oh, Marie, Grey Loop does.
Definitely not
Grey Loop,
just to be clear.
Snorlax, maybe he's on the recipient of the...
Snorlax just goes to sleep, he doesn't care.
Why don't the, like, Darkrai just go after Snorlax all the time? Because, I mean, you're not going to have any problems. You know?
It must feel like Snorlax is just a sitting duck for Darkrai most of the time here.
I actually really haven't got a clue with this one. Creates a controlling sleep shot, starring. No, I think my early guess was something like a Miss Majors, maybe.
Oh, that's not a bad. That's not bad. That one is.
Yeah, that's. I don't know why my head went over there, but yeah. So I think I'm gonna lock it now. A little bit of a Miss Majors, I think, is where I'm gonna go. Like I said, Hypno also kind of seems possible, but then I feel as if Hypno's progress entries are normally much more. You can clock them out, shall I say? And I'm not sure if Miss Majors is actually. I mean, I'm not sure if that is a Hypno one.
But see, here's the thing, like, we knew this was happening. I could have looked these up. I could have cheated well good. But I unfortunately did not. Wait a second, here we go. Yes, I'm looking up Darkrai level X just to make sure I have this correct. Okay, and it is 40 damage and sleep. Flip 2 coins between turns instead of 1. During Pokemon checkup, as we would say nowadays. If either is tails, they're still asleep, they need to flip both to wake up. If both of them are tails, KO. I remember Darkrai level X, which I tried deck building with when it was actually recent. It did not go well, Shay. That was not a great deck. So we're thinking sleep, we're thinking Hypno, Mushana, Miss Magius, things along those lines. I'm not sure if I have any better guesses than that.
No, I don't think I do either, realistically. I'm gonna stay in my Miss Majors. Nothing else is. There's no, like, I don't feel as if there's many defining characteristics with this one. I feel as if it's just a Pokemon that just has nefarious plans. By the looks of it, like, and that could be a whole host, unfortunately.
Do you feel like there's probably an episode in the anime somewhere where this Pokemon's kind of like creating all these sleeping children friends? And so we're not going sinister here. We're not thinking sinister, we're thinking nice.
Ooh, interesting.
Could it be Mimikyu?
I was just thinking Mimikyu. That's mad how we came to that conclusion.
Mimikyu, I mean, well, we got it earlier if you'd have, followed the design brief and dressed as Mimikyu. Mimikyu loves friends. Mimikyu just wants friends. Oh, we got a whole new avenue here. Right, I think it's time we found out. Show me Mimikyu, Mushana, Miss Magius, or someone else, beginning with M.
Okay, here we go. Goffrita.
Doesn't even have an M in it.
I mean, it doesn't. Interesting. Okay, so Goffrita.
I feel like we could have gone for like the next hour and we would not.
No, we wouldn't have got that. It
wasn't happening, mate.
Not even a ghost time. So, right, well.
Makes sense.
That's going to wrap up our sort of spooky Pokédex. You might have some more of them later on come out today to make sure stick around if you like that. But let's come all the way back to the tournament setting now. You know what I mean? We are here to do that.
Okay, I'm ready. Let's do the tournament thing.
Let's start our tournament. So, I believe our round 3 match is going to get started very soon. Players are just sitting down and shuffling. And what are you hoping to see here, Ross?
Well, there are 2 players I've got my eye on most. When we're talking to our lovely kind of SME backstage, I'll say, right, there are 2 players that are top of my list to see round 3. Okay, assuming they're, 2-0 and in position to be on stream, of course. And that is it Constakalava who won in Lille last time? Yep, always like seeing the previous champion on stream. And Stefan Ivanov with that Palkia deck. We talked about them obviously a lot. Yes, top 4 in Dortmund. Originated that Palkia deck, local French player. So they're the 2 players I just want to see. But what I really want to see here is something weird and different, like that new style of Losso, or something else we're not expecting. Dragapult coming and making a comeback after a disappointing Louisville regional. Something along those lines. I'm up for anything, frankly. Yeah. I like guessing Pokedex entries. What I really like is watching some Pokemon. We should let all you lovely ladies and gentlemen at home know. When we're playing our little games, I assure you, you are not missing a second of the action. As soon as the game starts, we'll always go straight to the games. We've got you guys. Yeah?
Oh, for sure.
We're going straight there when the game starts. The good news is I can see two pairs of hands shuffling up right now. We are moments away from round 3.
Round 3.
Round 3,
Round
that's where
three.
we are. Do you know the game?
I think I can recognise one set of hands there on the right. I don't want to confirm anything, just in case. I don't want to look. I don't want to be wrong. But I think we might have alluded to one of our players already. Watch, you actually might have mentioned their name really recently. So they might be there. I think they're a player that's traditionally done pretty well in Lille, you could say.
Well, interestingly enough, both Yuham and Costa Kalama brothers both sitting at 2-0 at the moment here. So they are players that we are watching. And I'm just going to check on Stefan Ivanov quickly here, see if they have also gotten off to a 2-0 start. I mean, obviously they are. Come on, it's Stefan Ivanov. We're in Lille. Obviously Stefan's 2-0. Going to take more than the first couple of rounds to give Stefan a loss. Do I give away their deck yet? Or do we let people wait to see
I think we got to let them simmer a little bit. I want you guys at home to watch all over the stream, which I'm sure you're going to do anyway. So we'll reveal that later. There's a good chance Stefan keeps doing well, get a feature on here anyway, won't it, to be fair?
I mean, look, I'm not telling you what Stefan's playing. That's going to be a surprise for later. I'm saying if I got top 4 at Dortmund with a new Palkia deck, and then a bunch of other people went and did well in Louisville, I would probably bring Palkia to the next event. That's just me. We'll see later. So, do you recognise either of those players, Shay?
I recognise young Consta Kalama on the right, our last Lille regional champion. And yeah, fantastic players, done really well. Top 16 at World, I believe, as well, somewhere in that ballpark. Played Lugia V-Star and did really well at the last 2023 Worlds as well with Lugia V-Star. And I think he's playing Lugia V-Star again. A player, look at that resume, goodness gracious me. Little regional champion, just got World Top 16, World Top 16 again. I was right, both Lugia V-Star as well. And then Malmo regional finalist, Monster Karma, is our round 3 feature match player here on the right.
Can confirm they are playing Archeops Lugia again this round. They're going up against Jake Pearson, who is going to be playing Raging Bolt EX, our presumptive best deck in the format. Ooh, got a bunch of energy. Ooh, If2 double turbo.
Aluminium.
That's not ideal prizes. I didn't see anything terrible from Jake, but those are prizes. If I'm Consta, I'm not delighted, frankly.
No, not the greatest, not the worst. If we do see the best mob, no, our round 3 feature match gets started in Little Regional Championships. Let's make some noise for that. So, Consta's going to start us off here. The Blood Moon Ursaluna in the active. Don't realistically want that there. Oh, this is big actually. We know Consta's prized 1 copy of Luminion. Just played 2 copies, but it looks like might be ultra boiling it away here perhaps. That would mean there'd be no copy of Luminion available. And there he goes.
Oh, and that is heartbreaking. You play 2 copies of Luminion in case one is prized. You see one in your opening hand and you think, look, I've got another one. That's okay. You don't have another one, Consta. I'm sorry to tell you. So, as a quick run through the decks as we're doing this early search, Consta is playing this Lugia deck. It's nice and simple. You need to get 2 Archeops in the discard pile. You get Lugia V-Star going turn 2. Use Lugia's V-Star power to put both of those Archeops onto your bench, rather than evolution rubbish, and then you accelerate 2 special energy per Archeop per turn, power up attackers, and go and smash. That's my Raging Bolt.
Raging Bolt, you know what, it's kind of similar to be fair, except to smash, you don't really have to get much going. All you have to do is just get some energy, as we do see Ultra Ball concluding for Consta and attach to the active and pass. So for Jake, Professor Sarda's Vitality is a way to get energy attached to your Raging Bolt, because Raging Bolt has that Bellowing Thunder attack, letting you deal 70 damage for each energy you discard from your Pokemon in play. So we have Professor Sarda to get those energy into play, and we also have Till Mask Ogerpon to use Till Dance, who can attach a grass energy to itself as well. So a multitude of ways to get energy in play for Jake. So Jake's actually in a pretty good position here actually, Ross, because all Raging Bolt wants to do is take 2 prizes on your first turn, 2 prizes on your second turn, and spoiler alert, you want to get 2 prizes on your third turn. Jake can very easily do that. Just needs to get some basic energy in play, as we do see that Nest Ball concluding with that Squawkabilly EX.
And if you're Jake, just looking at this and you're going, hang on a second, I'm going second and my opponent's got a 2 prize Pokemon in the active. This is exactly where I want to be. But it does look like that was a Professor's Research blade there.
Was that Squawk and Seas?
Oh, Squawk and Seas, I did not see. That makes way more sense. Now now we do get the score concedes. Thank you for the correction there. We've got Tiamat's Ogapon on the bench. But we still don't have a Professor. We don't have a Professor Sada.
I need to
We
get
do have
glyphs.
Adversaries,
I need to
which
get
can get
glyphs.
Grass Energy, which can attach to Ogapon to draw a card, which might be Professor Sada. I think that's what we're hoping for the minute.
Yes, that is. All we can do is, if the next couple turns Earthen Vessel, you discard one card from your hand to grab 2 basic energies. So it's like Earthen Vessel, discard an Earthen Vessel to get basic Lightning and basic Grass Till, and then you can use that Grass Energy by Till Dance to attach it to the Till Mask Ogapon and draw a card. This is going to be a really good card here for Jake to continue to turn. Professor Sada would be really nice, but let's just see what it is. Can Jake's turn continue?
Absolutely huge. No, it's a Bravery Charm, and here's why I keep saying it's going to be huge. You attach the Raging Bolt, you play Professor Sada, hang on a second, you've got Prime Catcher in hand, you KO the Lugia, your opponent does not get a turn 2 Lugia V-Star. Unfortunately, not able to pull that off this turn. No Professor Sada means no turn 1 attack.
Well, that block, we could see a burst wall, discarding your hand to draw 6, but that would get rid of the Prime Catcher, which is now discarded. So a costly turn there for Jake. Consta can now start to get back into this game. He needs to get 2 Archeops in the discard pile and then try and find a Lugia V-Star to use Summoning Star. So Burst Wall has been used. Over to Consta now. Let's see what he can do.
Missing that Professor Sada's Vitality was absolutely huge. That would basically award Jake the game. If he puts Consta 2 turns away, oh, here we go. We got Mateo. Does not get a Pokemon. But he would have put Consta 2 turns away from getting a Lugia V-Star, and then you're taking a prize every turn. That would have been beyond huge, but we don't get Professor Sada. So now for Consta, you've survived that first turn, your Lugia is still on the board. Okay, can you get your Archeops and Lugia V-Star?
This is going to be interesting. So if you're legit and you get Lugia V in the active after Professor's research as well. So that means we can use Read the Wind. We don't really want to leave Lugia V in the active because it can easily get KO'd. Now, do we see some Archeops in that hand? No. I see an Ultra Ball. I see one Ultra, there's one Ultra Ball and one Archeops, but no way to get them, no way to discard them both. Oh no.
I've seen a lot of games of Lugia played on stream over the years since it became legal. I have never seen a player deliberately getting... Oh, sorry, I've never seen a player who got 1 Archeops and they wanted 2 who won the game. That doesn't happen. I've seen a game against Control where a player deliberately got 1 and it worked out.
Yeah.
But if you want 2 and you get 1, I have never seen a game on stream where you win that. You need double Archeops, and you're right. You can Ultra Ball for an Archeops, you then got 2 in hand, and no way to discard them.
Well, you can Ultra Ball this one out of your hand, maybe get rid of the Iron Hand, not traditionally very helpful in this matchup, to then grab a second, and then use Read the Wind to discard that. But obviously Read the Wind's an attack, so you can't use something started this turn. You have to sort of just cross your fingers and hope that Jake cannot KO your Lugia V at the very least. So it could be tough. You could also grab a second Lugia V here as well, just to try and give yourself another Lugia on the, if you do get KO'd next turn. But
Oh, you have to Lugia V here. If you get KO'd, Jay.
you're in a tough position. You might have to start trying, you know.
Your opponent's got a new hand from your burst draw, and you don't even need Professor Sada next turn. Attach for turn, attach to your Mask Ogapon, and that is the KO. You don't even need Professor Sada's Vitality. And the thing is, if you're constant, you can come back from this. You're playing a 2-2 Chinchino line, so you can, if your opponent whiffs their Gusting for a couple of turns, you can actually move the prize trade in your favour by leaving a single prizer to get KO'd, and then you're not just trading 2 prizes with your opponent having taken the first KO. That is what you're hoping for here. You slow the game down, you try and get the Archeops next turn, and then you try and use Tinchino to, move the prize race back in your favour. But you have to play a Lugia this turn, or else you're not getting the V-Star next turn.
Oh, looks like Ultra will be looking through for the Mincino.
Unless I'm missing something here. There's the V-Star.
Oh, it's going to be a Summoning Star for 1.
Oh, okay. I mean, look, we get the Summoning Star, and you can get an attack with Lugia this turn. No, yes, you can if you use double turbo. So you get 200 damage on the board. But, I mean, look, if I'm Jake here, I think, well, hang on a second. If I can KO Archeops and then Lugia, Consta's got no energy, and Lugia with no energy does not do very well. Tinchino can move the prize trade in your favour. However, it takes a lot of energy to do so.
So we do see the Tempest dive there, going to deal 200 damage to that double turbo energy and discard that Meza Goza as well. Like to see that, making sure Jake cannot use it. So, is over to Jake now. Let's see what happens.
There's no bench hitters in Consta's deck, so it's not like you can use Raging Greninja to finish that off later. You are going to have to get another proper hit onto that Raging Bolt.
Jake's hand isn't very good. It's going to have to be some teal dance to try and get out of this. Here we go.
Has he got a fighting energy?
Why is that grass energy
It's
just
a fighting energy.
discarded? Yeah, we'll take that back. Sorry, there, Tim. Teal dance goes to the active, goes to the Pokemon. Raging Greninja. Ooh.
No, but this is actually super annoying.
Why is that then?
Well, you want to put the fighting energy onto Raging Bolt to attack, but you also want to discard it with
there's just one
Greninja.
energy. Right, yeah.
So you discard it, but now you don't have the requisite. Never punish.
There you go.
Roar into that fighting energy again, along with a lost vacuum. And okay, so now you can attach that, and you can at least get the KO. The KO is on the board now.
Yeah. So we're going to see Pokey start. Get rid of a Teal Moss Overpower, the basic energy, and okay, well, actually, you don't mind energy being a discard part, just press the side of them, straight back into play. Not the worst place in the world. I imagine this Ultra Ball might going to grab another Raging Bolt. Oh yeah. Press the side, they want to try and get as many energy onto a Raging Bolt as possible. So that's like a good plan to me.
And to be fair, yeah, I don't think you even want to attach the fighting energy. If you really want to use Professor Sada, you actually want to Sada onto both the Raging Bolt here.
Oh,
so you don't. Then you could attach the active and then just discard it. That would work, but you don't need to attach to the active here. I did not realise I had a Professor Sada in hand a moment ago.
I missed out as well. So
it's hard for us to know exactly what both players got in hand at all times. We're following a lawyer, Shane.
we're trying our best to go on everyone, cause so here we do see the Professor Sada. This imagine it's going to be a minimum of fighting to the active.
Yep.
So we can use Bellowing Thunder and then
Lightning or fighting to the bench.
Fighting to the bench, yeah.
Doesn't matter.
And it's going to be a big KO. Remember, Bellowing Thunder does 70 for each energy you choose to discard from your Pokemon. So you need 4 to get that big KO there. And there's plenty of energy there. Another Teal Dance item. Join to Professor Sada.
Like that, Shane. That's awesome.
If you know that Lugia Beast has a deck that traditionally doesn't play too much hand disruption, so having a Professor Sada in hand is very nice.
Yeah, see, here's the issue I'm seeing from Constance's side here. You've got the KO nice and easily with, say, your Chinchino, and then you've got your Blood Moon Ursaluna, which can take the next KO, but you need 3 KOs, and I'm only seeing 2 easy to get Pokemon, and here we see a switch card bringing a new Raging Bolt into the active. It's got enough energy because of all the energy shenanigans this term, and this is very, very big. Now, you can still get a KO with Blood Moon Ursaluna, but you have to not use Double Turbo, but you would still be able to pull it off here.
Yes. So we're going to see Bellowing Thunder going to discard 1 grass, 2 grass, 3 grass energy, and then the fighting energy from the active by the looks of it. That's a big Bellowing Thunder KO there as Jake takes 2 prize cards here. The first prize card here in our feature match in the little regional championships. Gift energy does activate for Constantine, gets a drop up to 7, which isn't bad. Very good, I'll take that. And promotes Blood Moon Ursaluna, and the turn starts.
Yeah, Blood Moon Ursaluna's got the KO. You attach 2 energy, make sure one of them isn't double turbo, hit 240, you get the KO. Job is a good one. It's only got 240. I said 230 in the intro, obviously meant 240. Yeah. But my issue here is you can then finish off the bench Raging Bolt with a Chinchino.
Yes.
But then you need to take 1 more prize, and you've only got 1 Archeops out. It is possible, absolutely. Maybe it's a Weirdeer, maybe it's a second Chinchino. But with only 1 Archeops, accelerating the energy becomes awkward.
We do see Legacy Energy getting attached. I like that. Legacy Energy would reduce the amount of prize card taken with the Pokemon it's attached. Gets knocked out by 1. So that means if Jake was to KO the Blood Moon Ursaluna, he would only take 1 prize card to the turn. That's interesting, because Consta does need to try and, alleviate this prize trade discrepancy, and Legacy Energy would help with that. Consta is now going to play Great Ball. I love that card in Lugia V-Star decks. And you look at the top 7 cards of your deck and grab any Pokemon you find there and pop it in your hand. So this is looking very good. We'll see the stadium replacement whilst Spezza goes up.
We're going to flip again, are we going to get ahead? I have no idea, I can't see, but he hasn't got picked up his deck, so I'm assuming that means it was a Tails. Here comes Chinchino. Oh, it was a head, he went and got the Chinchino. That was weird for a second. But we did get the Chinchino there, so that means that you've got your next 2 attackers, and for Consta it is, can you get a 3rd attacker? Rolling attach for turn is nice. Here, every single energy attachment is huge.
So there we do see the Blood Moon Ursaluna going to take a big KO here by the looks of it. Blood Moon going to deal 240. Remember, does have that season skill ability, reducing the attack cost by 1 per bringing 5 cards your opponent has taken. So Blood Moon is live, and Consta is going to even up the prize cards here. Now it's game on for Jake.
Yeah, here we go, and that legacy energy is going to be a pain because what Jake really wants to do is take 2 more 2-prize KOs, but look at Consta's board. Legacy energy on the Blood Moon Ursaluna, that's a 1-prizer. Archeops, 1-prizer. Cinccino, 1-prizer. That means Jake is going to have to take more KOs than he's traditionally comfortable with. Here's the flip for Mezagosa. The real question is, does Consta have enough time to get enough energy onto his Pokemon? We have a heads from Mezagosa there, so Jake gets to go and grab a Pokemon.
I think you alluded to something really interesting there, is that Consta doesn't have as much time to get energy into play. Like, if he wants to try and build a big special wall, hasn't got as much time to do that now. And like we said, maybe going to try and utilise a Weird here to maybe try and take these last 2 prize cards. Weird needs a lot of energy for that to work, and I mean, you've only got 1 use of Primal Turbo return, could be hard to do, as we do see the Mezagosa concluding, going to grab another Raging Bolt EX and pop it on the bench.
That's nice. Raging Bolt is how we roll here. Here's the thing, right? If you're Consta, you do not want to bench your 2-prize Pokemon anymore. It can be the final one. You know, if your opponent's got 1 prize remaining, yeah, go bench it, go nuts. But right now, if you're Consta, your best chance in this game is making sure that Jake has to take 1 prize a turn. And actually, cheekily, it's really annoying if you are playing Raging Bolt and you've got to go through all of this every turn just to take a single prize.
Is there a world? Jake has boss's orders in hand. Do you boss's orders the Archeops here?
100%.
I think he does have boss's orders in hand.
No,
But then,
I don't know. 100% is not the right answer here, Shay. Because the problem is, if you do that, Blood Moon Ursaluna takes 2 prizes.
yeah,
Then if it's taking 2 prizes off your heavily damaged Raging Bolt, which is an easy 2 prizes anyway, maybe it's worth it.
maybe, yeah. This is, who knows? We see Tracker Shoe going to get rid of a Professor Cider. There's also another couple of Tracker Shoes, I believe, but oh no, the Tillamosk Ogerpon. So Jake has been tearing through the deck.
Right, so I'm trying to do a bit of maths here. Let's
Okay,
say
do some maths.
you KO the Archeops.
Yep.
Next turn, Consta puts 1 energy on Cinccino, KOs with Blood Moon Ursaluna. You then KO Blood Moon Ursaluna, Cinccino gets a 3rd energy, it hits for 210. That is enough to KO Ogerpon with Gusting, so that might still work out. But we do have Bravery Charm on each Ogerpon, so it might just work, but then again it will still get Squawkabilly.
Yes, but we do see Professor Cider being played, so it looks like we're not going to see any boss orders for now. Interesting thought process though, as we do see Professor Cider going to be played. Look at all the energy in play, bro. There's so much energy. Hisuian Heavy Ball as well. Great card, love to see that. I don't think, was there any basic Pokemon in Jake's prize? I don't think there was actually.
Not that I remember seeing. We're going to get a reminder now. No basic Pokemon there. There's nothing to grab. It's more just get a reminder of your prizes. Know exactly what's there. But also, fin a card from your hand. If an Ino or something were to come down, you don't want to have that card being drawn into.
Yes.
So get rid of it. Lugia plays a couple of Ino. Just give yourself that protection.
Yeah, don't mind that. So yeah, I think Jake's in a good position. Going to take a nice big KO here by the looks of it. Shame's going to be for 1 prize card, but nothing you can really do about that. And yeah, Cinccino is going to have to, well, do a lot, to be fair.
We talked through the boss's orders onto Archeops play, but really, with all the Bravery Charm and stuff, it really does seem like Jake can just prize race here. It is not guaranteed by any stretch, but I think the most important thing here is getting rid of your opponent's main attacker. Get Blood Moon Ursaluna off the board, and basically say to Consta, I don't think you're taking 4 prizes with Cinccino. You can have 2, I don't care. The active Raging Bolt is going to go down, and I just don't care.
You're going to see Bellowing Thunder there, big KO, and he's 4 energy again. It's KO that. And it takes 1 prize card this time, but still fantastic. There we go, 1 prize card being taken. Over to Consta, promotes to Cinccino, and let's see what he can do. Did actually take Luminion off the prize cards there. Now, doesn't really have to put that into play, but worth noting there's available Mezagosa. Now, as it tells, Consta hasn't been testing that Mezagosa yet, oh my goodness.
I think he did test for the Cinccino, did he not?
I think no, the Cinccino was off the Great Ball.
Ah, that makes a lot more sense. Here's the thing. If I'm Consta, you attach an energy, you KO the Raging Bolt. You do 140, even with a Bravery Charm, you get the KO, it's fine.
Yeah.
My issue here is, where are those last 2 prizes coming from? Jake's still got to take 3 individual KOs in order to finish off this game.
Yes.
But you can basically at that point just pick and choose whatever's got energy on, and that's going to be a bit of a problem. You know, Cinccino next turn can hit 70 damage. You don't mind about that. Although the Archeops is helping out here, so maybe that 1 Archeops is going to get you over the line. It's going to hit 210. Consta might still be able to finish this off with that single Archeops.
I mean, that would be really nice to see. I love that little Mincino coming down there, props up a double jet energy. And you're right, it's actually really interesting. Let's see what Consta Consta can do. It only needs, what, one more energy to the active, yeah?
That's easy. The energy to the active was fine. It's here.
And there we are, going to see that big special roll KO. Love to see that. Consta takes 2 prize cards, going down to 2.
All of that, after all the discussion, Shay, I think if Consta can find the second Chinchino, I think he might have. I have never seen a game where a Lugia player gets 1 Archeops when they want to and wins it. Could Consta be proving us wrong here? Or at least breaking that record?
Yeah, I'm trying to think, how could Jake get around? Could you use the Sandy Shock to take a KO, right? Does that, wait, can Sandy Shock even get there? It doesn't hit for weakness. We'd have to use the Power Gem. That would get there, but it actually has benched the Pheasant Dipity, so that won't be everything in Sandy Shock's action. Pheasant Dipity is live, flip the script, then you draw 3 cards if one of your Pokemon was KO'd.
And that Chinchino can hit 350 next turn with Archeops and an attachment for turn.
Let's have an energy retrieval going to be played. Going to grab about 2 basic energy from the discard pile. So let's see, and this is one of the downsides to the Raging Bolt deck, is that it's kind of one-dimensional. It can just swing with a 2 prize at every turn. It's very good at doing that, but that's all it can basically do most of the time.
So what we kind of said in the open is not a deck that's really countering what you're doing. It's a deck that's saying, look at me, I hit hard. I don't care what your plan is, I've got my plan. And if the plan falls apart, it does go. Now here we see the boxing orders on the Archeops. I like this, because here, it basically limits each Chinchino to 210 next turn. But see, even then, Gusting and Consta can win. Or if Consta can kind of sacrifice 1 Chinchino to get 2 turn attachments on the other one, and there's no Braving Charm on the Raging Bolt, then you'll hit 280 and that will be the win. Braving Charm will put up to 290 and be 10 out of range. So I would have liked this Archeops the previous turn. I think that would have hurt a lot more. You would have had to give up prizes though, and that's a pain.
I think as long as it's boss's orders in hand and it's
there we go.
So boss's orders going to bring up the Pheasant Dipsy all squad completely special roll for game, and Consta will take our game 1 here in our round 3 feature match, and doing it with only 1 Archeops whilst your streak of seeing Archeops only having 1 in play and players losing is now over.
I can never again say on stream that I've never seen a player with 1 Archeops when they wanted 2 winning, because Consta has gone and proved us wrong, and that was an awkward back and forth game. Those questions of, do you go after that lone Archeops or do you go after the attackers? But in the end, it was Consta doing what we said. It was using those single prize attackers and then Bloodbinner Luna as a pseudo single prize attacker. That was the big difference there, making sure you're only giving up 1 prize per KO. It meant that, the Raging Bolt is taking a bunch of KOs, but not unfortunately getting close enough to winning. And because Consta taking 2 prizes every turn and Raging Bolt's taking 1, that unfortunately does mean that Lugia ends up victorious. That was a weird game, Shane.
It really was. There's a lot of things to think about, right? Special roll when you're only using energy attachments and 1 primal turbo, not the traditional, get into play and it's just dealing 280 damage straight away. But yeah, real interesting to see that legacy energy was so huge.
Oh yes.
Just being able to just stem that 2 prize loss and just get back in the game. And I think, to be fair, I'm not sure what else Jake could have realistically done. Maybe going after Archeops earlier was the play, but but anything can happen. Just has to win 2 more games now. Is that a 2-0 record? That's very possible. And let's see what could happen.
Yes, and the problem here is that Raging Bolt is basically coming along saying, I want to play against all these big 2 prize decks. Dragapult, Charizard. I want to be taking down 2 prizes. Bam, 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 I win the game. Some Lugia decks nowadays don't even play Chinchino, and it's really the legacy energy. Those builds of Lugia, Raging Bolt is far better against. Here, when you can use Chinchino and you can use your legacy energy, you're going to be in a much better position. And here's the thing, if I'm Jake, I'm like, he had 1 Archeops and I still lost. Does not make you feel great going into game 2 while Consta has 1 Archeops prized.
Alright, is over to our game 2. Looks like Consta is going to be kicking us off. Now does have Ultra Ball and double Archeops in the hand, so Consta immediately goes off to the races. We'll get rid of those Archeops, grab himself a Lugia V and do a little prize card check. However, Consta has led a 2 prize Pokemon again, not something you basically want to do against Raging Bolt. Did get away with it in the last game. Will he get away with it again?
And that's the thing, I said last game was weird. There's a world in which, if Jake just had Professor Sada turn 1, you KO the only Lugia. Consta never gets any Archeops until Jake's taken at least 4 prizes, and at which point Jake probably ends up winning game 1. But game 2, Consta goes straight into the Ultra Ball for double Archeops, the dream of every Lugia player to have in hand turn 1. But does pass again with 1 Lugia on the board. This is what happened in the last game. Consta didn't get punished. This is it for Jake. This is the turn where you try and punish. Problem is, the only real way to gust without using your supporter is Prime Catcher, and that's a one-off in your deck.
We do see a Pokey Gear being built. Don't go excited there, Drew, into the Prime Catcher. Obviously, can't take that with Pokey Gear. We're going to have to grab the boss's orders instead. But yeah, it's interesting because some Raging Bolt lists like to play the Pokemon Catcher, which has been very good in this situation. But Jake opted not to. So let's see what he can do. Pokey Gear going to grab the boss's orders and bench a Tilmask Ogopod as well.
I mean, in theory here, you've got, you know, maybe a card or two off your Teal Dance or your Teal Mask Ogopon. You've got hopefully 3 cards off your Professor Sada's Vitality. You've got maybe 6 cards off of your Squawk and Seize. So there's still some digging to be done if you can get Professor Sada and Prime Catcher.
Wait a second. There's Professor Sada in hand, but there's no real getting energy into the discard pile.
That is an unfortunate situation. We see another Poker Gear here. But if you've already got both your, well, I mean, the only thing you play like 1 Briar and 1 Iono, like...
Well, that's a miss, actually. No supporters in that top 7.
What do you even want here? You've got Boss's Order and Professor Sada in hand.
Either way, getting energy in the discard pile, but I don't know, there's no options for that. I think, I guess you can manually attach the active and do a burst draw again, but I don't see a way in which Bellowing Thunder will be coming out, and if that's the case again, Consta will be feeling very lucky.
Yeah, we see Lugia players whiff the double Archeops in the discard turn 1 all the time. We don't see them whiffing finding Lugia V-Star on turn 2. Not very often at all. That is a much easier thing to pull off, so
So there we do see the burst draw, but Consta's hand actually isn't very good. Boss's orders, Mr. Energy, Iron Hands, and what's that one called? Gift Energy, so... Again, it's just going to be straight back over by looks of it. Can't really read the wind. Wouldn't really want to read the wind, actually, because that'd leave your Lugia be vulnerable. So it's got to just be attach energy and a pass. Maybe boss orders just to make life a bit more awkward, perhaps.
It's our spooky regional, and I've given them the caster curse. No one ever misses Lugia turn 2, and Consta's like, cheers, Ross. All of a sudden whiffs it. Now this is huge for Jake. There is 1 Lugia on the board. There are 2 Archeops in the discard pile. Jake needs to KO that Lugia. You cannot rely on constant whiffing turn after turn. So, we do the Bravery Charm onto your Roaring Moon. Squawkabilly no longer an option, because it's no longer, thank you. Lugia, the Squawkabilly no longer an option, it's not turn 1 anymore, but you've got draws from thank you, Radiant Greninja. We've got draws from Teal Mask, 2 of them, and
you're into the Professor Sada of that moon. I'm not sure, the concealed cards, I should say.
We never really need Sada this turn, truth be told. You can get there with manual attachments. What you do need to do is draw cards looking for that Prime Catcher. Or Boss's Orders. But you don't have Boss's Orders, you burst roll it away. You've got Palpad. I'm not seeing any other way to draw cards here.
Well, he has Earthen Vessel, so you can grab 2 copies of Basic Grass, or 1 copy of Basic Grass, and then you can draw off Teal Dance. But that's going to be it. So we do see the Power Pad going to be used, shuffle in the boss, and I think with the Professor Sada as well.
I think you get them both back here.
Get them both back, shuffle up, and let's see what those Teal Dance moves can do.
It's really awkward. Do you draw 1 card and Boss's Orders is an option, or do you draw 2 knowing you've got to hit Prime Catcher? The odds say you draw 1 with Boss's Orders as an option, but I think that's got to be where you go here.
All these cards are good. There's an Earthen Vessels being ironed up again. Right. Energy retrieval.
So I think what you do here is you attach to both your Teal Mask Go.
What are you doing up, Dan?
You attach the Teal Mask and you're active. You draw 1, you hope it's a gusting. If it is a gusting, you KO the Lugia, you're good to go. Yeah. If it's not, then you play Professor Sada. You get to draw 3 more cards, but then it has to be Prime Catcher. So I'm pretty sure that's where you maximise your outs here. You need to gust that Lugia. So here you just
but then
gotta hope.
If you was to use Prime Catcher, you'd have to then retreat something. You wouldn't then have enough energy in play, right?
Moot point now, we have not got Prime Catcher. Now you have to play Professor Sada.
Which, to be fair, Raging Bolt just wants to take the first 2 prize cards and keep doing that. It's like, getting rid of Lugia B would have been dreamer scenario. Taking 2 prize cards here is equally fun. But worth noting, actually, sneaky little gift energy there from Consta. We'll be able to draw up to 7 on on this KO and might be able to try and get back in this game.
Have one on a Lugia as well for what it's worth.
Yep.
No gusting. Well, we got trekking shoes though. We can keep digging. There goes trekking shoes.
No, this is actually a big decision. This is a big decision. We know how important flip the script is in a lot of matchups.
Do you play 2 night stretchers so it can come back?
Did opt to keep it, Jake. Did opt to keep it.
Yeah, I think the odds of getting it a solo, and like you say, you've got to muck around retreating and all of that. So I think here you do just KO the active. It's not ideal.
And worth noting, while that Raging Bolt has a bravery charm attached, it's going to be really hard for Constance to try and actually work towards with there's no Minchino on the bench. So I'm fairly confident saying that Broadwing isn't going to go for him. You've got me doing that. Raging Bolt is going nowhere, but we do see the Bellowing Thunder. Big KO there, gives energy, will activate. Consta gets to draw 4 cards. Oh, they didn't. I think I saw Professor Research, but I saw a ton of energy there. Let's see what Consta can do. Great ball, boss orders, and a whole host of energy. And tell a lie, I do not see a Professor Research there now.
Hope you hit it off of this. Oh, it's first card.
Here we go.
Usually the top card.
Come on.
Then you get your 2 Archeops, and here you are trying to... Now, here's the thing. Lugia plays no Pokemon recovery. Doesn't play it in the deck. Blood Moon Ursaluna is now in the discard pile. That is a great attacker in this matchup. One that Constantly used brilliantly back in game 1. So off the board, it's not available. You've got a 2-2 Chinchino line. Again, you do not play recovery. So it's going to be a little bit awkward here.
I guess Boss's orders is a hand, so we can actually, as long as you don't attach a double energy, you can actually Tempest Diver bench Teal Mask Overcon for a KO.
Yeah,
that would work. Worth noting, funnily enough, can't do it now, but a little bit of trivia. You could actually, if you want to. Oh no, you can't. Summoning Star to Ursula because they can't have a wall box, right? For summoning. Okay. So I was gonna say you could Summoning Star back to Ursaluna, but
no one is gonna Summoning Star at Ursaluna, Shay.
Oh yeah, wall box. Yeah. You never know.
I feel like I know, Shay.
Well, you can't do it. No point because you can't do it anyway.
No, it's not a legal play, unfortunately. Fun idea though.
So it looks like Primal Turbo is being used. So I'll be intrigued to see what's a lot of this at hand. We haven't seen support yet, so you can at least take 2 prize cards here. Going after a Teal Mask Ogre.
Yeah, you've got plenty of energy in hand. You can use your 2 Archeops. So energy's not going to be a problem. You're hitting 220. You can get rid of a Teal Mask Ogre-Bomb. One of the biggest issues here is you're going to run out of prizes. And you don't play, you play 4 Boss's Orders. Do you really want to have to rely on playing one of them for each of your KOs? Maybe you do. But it's awkward if you end up in that situation. Yeah. Having said that, why don't you just use Chinchino, whack a whole bunch of energy on there, and just KO your Raging Bolt with Bravery Charm and just annoy. You get 5 energy in a turn. That's 350 damage.
I mean, that'd be very helpful, but the problem is that there is no Mincino down. So while this turn is good, you're taking 2 prize cards, it kind of leaves Consta a bit vulnerable next turn because there's nothing you can realistically do. Why are we oohing?
Well, I'm oohing because, yeah, what's Consta... there's no way that Lugia's still there next turn. Like, Raging Bolt is going to KO it. And okay, it's only going to take 1 prize because Legacy Energy obviously has already come out. But no Minchino to evolve into. No Minchino to evolve into Chinchino.
Yeah.
Blood Moon Ursaluna's in the discard, so that's not an option.
Yeah.
So, like, potential attackers, we've got Iron Hand and Weirdeer. And I don't think either of them are phenomenal, honestly.
We won't be able to use Iron Hands because Legacy Energy has been committed now as well.
Oh, that's a good point. That's the only energy for Iron Hand. So literally the only viable attacker next turn is Weirdeer. And here's the thing, you put 5 energy on, which is the maximum you can get in 1 turn, and you do 200 damage. It's not even enough to KO a Teal Mask Ogre-Bomb.
Yeah, if he's using a Weirdeer to do 200 damage, that'd be a bit of a... oh dear.
Oh dear. Weirdeer is not good. And that's one of the things I find. Now, Consta managed to navigate it last game, and that was awesome. But Consta's attackers here, unless you've got Chinchino with double Archeops, the attackers are a bit annoying. They're not. They've all got these big downsides.
Yeah, so let's see what Jake can do. He's going to play a Nest Ball to grab another Teal Mask Ogre-Bomb. That's my favourite artwork there, and that one on the right. So let's see what happens. We'll flip the script. Well, I say President Dipsy comes down. Flip the script is now going to activate. Let you draw 3 cards if one of your Pokemon go. Did draw to Professor Sada for what it's worth.
5 energy on a Weirdeer will not KO Pheasant Dipty, does 200. Pheasant Dipty has 210, so that's not an option. Squawkabilly is knocked down on the board. Here comes Professor Sada's Vitality. And if I'm Consta, I'm wondering what I'm doing next turn. You do not want to use a 2 prize Pokemon but you kinda have to. Unless you just sacrifice an Archeops or a Minccino, neither of which you really want to just give up an easy prize on.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. It's going to be interesting. We see a turn attachment now as well, so the Raging Bolt army here is getting creative. All that energy, that's a very scary place to be. We see Night Stretch here in the hand potentially being idle. There's no grass energy in the hand now, so Teal Dance isn't an option. Maybe you could use Night Stretch to go grab yourself a grass energy if you like. But I mean, it's not something I would do. So let's see. So we're going to see a big bellowing thunder there for full energy, 280 damage. Big KO, we're going to get a Lugia V-Star, and it's going to leave a fighting energy on the benched Raging Bolt. And let's see what Jake can do. It only takes one prize card though, because our Legacy Energy, do not forget. Yeah. It's a very expensive 2 prize KO there, isn't it? For 280 for 1 prize card.
That's what I mean. Deluga doesn't like doing this, but what's Costa attacking with? Look, you can evolve into Chinchino. You know, you can play weird here, and then Jake goes down to 1 prize remaining, which is not really what you want to do. You can attack with Archeops. Yeah. You know, it does have Speed Wing. You can do 120 damage. It doesn't even KO Radiant Greninja, annoyingly. No. But you can get some damage on the board, 100 if you use double turbo. And at least that gives you an easier KO, maybe follow up with a weird ear later on, or something along those lines. Use less energy on a Chinchino. But I mean, calling it a less than ideal turn would be somewhat of an understatement.
GG Professor Research being paid, discarding a whole lot of energy. It looks like Speed Wing is being eyed up with double turbo energy to the active and a gift energy attached as well. Capturing Aroma, flip a coin if Feds, grab an evolution if Tails, grab a basic, and we see a heads. Yeah, you probably want to get the Tails there.
Yeah, you want to get the Tails there to go and get your Minccino. Chinchino's fine, but you kind of need something to evolve into it. You could have got them off with your summoning star, you chose not to. Here comes Mezagoza, it's a head.
Let's go.
So now we get Minccino coming down, and if I'm Jake, I'm like, hi Minccino, come play the active. Plenty of room for you here. Oh, come play with the big boys.
Come play with the big
I'm definitely gusting at Minccino. That's what I'm getting at here, Shay. If I've got any, if my opponent really wants to use an Archeops to do 100 damage every turn, I am just gonna let them. That Minccino is on my list.
As we do see that Speed Wing, they don't get to announce that one very often. But
not even a 2-hit KO, it's a 3-hit KO.
Yeah. Not very speedy, is it? It's a rather slow wing, if you ask me. That's a 3-hit KO, but that's just me. Right, over to Jake then. Let's see what Jake can do. The hand's looking very big. Pokestop replacement, I should say.
He's got boss's orders in hand. Does he have enough? You would need lightning energy, some way to switch, and
well, switch cards there. Lightning energy is in hand.
Well, that's literally it, actually.
Okay.
You need 1 energy discarded. Yeah. Boss's orders is in hand, so I'm sorry, Minccino. This ain't going to end well for you, buddy.
This isn't going to be the most bellowing of fun, is it? Like, you know, what? You know, quiet thunder is what it was. Like, oh, there you go, a little 1 energy.
This is going to be the effort I used to blow out my 2-year-old's birthday candles, not my own. So many birthday candles, Shane.
So many birthday. What, for a 2-year-old? It's not 2 candles.
Not for him, for me, mate.
Oh, right. Okay. We want to see a concealed cards there. Got to drill in. Wow, good cards were into the Earthen Vessel and a Grass Energy. That's going to get attacked by a Teal Dance. Draw a card. Another Grass Energy. Teal Dance. Where Jake had a little Teal Dance dance off over there. Look how big that hand is. That's the interesting thing about these Teal Moss Oakapon decks. Is that you might think the draw power is not that great. When you actually add it up with the Teal Dance, Prolific Script, Concealed cards, it adds up really fast. But there we do see Bellowing Thunder going after the active.
And this is perfectly viable as well. I would personally have gone after the Minccino, just take out all of those attacking options, especially with no Pokemon recovery. That only gives a 1/1 line potential there. But Jake's going, look, I got 2 prizes remaining. Constant's got 4 prizes remaining. Yeah. So I'm just going to let them use Chinchino. I'm going to let them get the KO here because now there is a bravery charm. So yeah, so here's how the maths works out.
Okay.
You need both Archeops attachments and attachment from turn to go from 280 to 350 to get the KO. Now the bravery charm is on there.
Right.
Even if Constant benches a Minccino this turn, the most energy it can have on it next turn is 210, which forces Constant to have Gusting in order to win the game next turn, which is actually an option, to be fair.
It really is.
Oh, here we get Gusting with boss's orders. Now this is the other way to do it. Wait, do we not? Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, the other way to do it here is essentially to do it this turn, and then Benjamin Chino and start attaching now, so you don't need gusting next turn. But
I think we didn't even see a primal turbo activation.
we have a Minchino prized.
I think they got discarded, right, off the professor's research on like turn 2 or 3.
If there's no other Minchino available, this is looking bad for Consta, because I don't know what you're attacking with. Because you've lost your Blood Moon Ursa Luna, you're going to be hitting a maximum of 120 with Weird here. And this goes back to what we were saying a couple of turns ago. Consta's running out of attackers here.
Yeah, it really is. Having that Blood Moon Ursa Luna prize card so unfortunate there. So Earth Professor's going to discard a Pokestop to grab a basic Grass Energy. But yeah, this is really looking interesting now. Consta navigating out of this to game 1, but this game 2 is looking a lot more harder.
Yeah, we're going to see the KO here with Raging Bolt against that Chinchino, and Consta's just out of attackers. Blood Moon's not coming back. If that Minchino did go away early game, and I'm believing you that it did, then there's no Chinchino option here. So that means literally the only possible attackers are Weird here hitting 120, or Archeops hitting 120. Here we bring the Archeops back up again.
Wait, but now you can lose to
Gusting with me.
Forces orders on the Presentivity, right? That's live with a turn attachment. Is it
Yeah,
not?
so
Level
into the
40,
double-
21, 28.
Oh, well, the double turbo of 50 each, so that's 170 at the moment, 240 max next turn.
It just goes after the Presentivity. So that is currently live.
Or the Teal Mask Ogapon.
Or Till Mask Ogapon, correct, actually.
That's assuming we get a turn attachment. It's currently hitting 170,
Yeah.
hitting 240 with an attachment. That does give Consta an option with Gusting here.
So let's see.
Oh, no. Okay, is he trying to trap it in the active? No, it accelerates energy to itself. That's not an option. Okay, so
Let's
here we
see.
go.
Does Consta have an energy and a boss's order? I think boss is in hand, actually. But it's boss and
Boss
energy.
is in hand and energy, so there's an energy. And we're going to see a boss's orders here onto the Pheasantipity.
Wow.
Going to hit for 240 damage. That's the KO. And Consta's going to take this 2 games to 0, I think.
Yeah, I think so. There
There
we
we
go.
go. There's the fist bump. That was 240 damage. Pheasantipity gets KO. And Consta takes the game. I did not see that going Consta's way.
Yeah.
After those first couple of turns, after the first couple of KOs, it did not look like Consta was coming back into that. But, catches a break there with the Chinchino, and then Chinchino does what Chinchino does. Not the spookiest Pokemon ever, but good enough to go to 3-0 in our spooky regional here in Lille.
Yeah, Consta and Chinchino just rolling into the round 4 there with a victory. Absolutely love to see that. Wasn't expecting that, had to navigate out of some tricky starts, and we kept on saying numerous times in that game too. This is looking like a very dangerous spot to be in there for your Consta. But you know what? Current little champion.
I mean, well, we just saw, last year, Dortmund, Johan Kempen comes and was that second place finish.
Yep.
And then comes back this year and gets a top 4 finish.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying there is history here. We take players that did well last year, we bring them back to the same, I say we bring them, they come back to the same venue and having a good run, and sometimes there's something about particular cities and venues that players just do better in.
Yeah, and of course, like I said, been playing this Lugia V-Star archetype for a long time. 2 World Top 16s actually. And yeah, doing really well this season. I want to sort of have a little gander at how this sort of match panned out, as it were, because it was a really interesting one. As we said, it wasn't the most easiest of games to navigate. Starting off there with this immediate bad prizing, prized to Luminion, and then actually discarded it immediately on that turn 1. But had to navigate out here, Ross. You said never see a Lugia V-Star player win when they get 1 Archeops into play. But that's exactly what Consta did.
Yeah, Jake missed that turn 1 KO on the Lugia. It was very close, wasn't able to pull it off. And then with Consta here, we see the KO with Chinchino, and it really was a game of, I only give up 1 prize per KO, and I am going to win the prize race. We get the KO onto Archeops, but it's too late at that point. Chinchino's got enough energy to finish out the game, and we see there the boss's orders onto the Pheasantipity to win game 1. And I'm going to say it was the Pheasantipity, not the score committee, just so we get symmetry in both of our games. Over to game 2, Jake again has a chance to win, and Consta's not loving that. Turn 1 was bad, turn 2 was bad, but then the Lugia gets double Archeops out.
Yeah, I would say constants turns 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but all pretty bad to be honest. Not really how you want to be navigating yourself here around. Jake, you know, did manage to get back in the game. No, it got down to this. Normally, if you're doing down to this board state, you should be in a happy place, but opted, you know, instead to sort of gust around the Chinchino, which was able to slowly build up that special wall. And if you don't answer it, as we do see here, special wall can close the game out. You don't want to leave a Chinchino with energy on, because Chinchino has no problems in taking big, massive care. You can make an argument there that Chinchino was actually bellowing a lot louder than the Raging Bolt that game.
Yeah, you picture it in your head, you know, a little Chinchino coming up against that big Raging.
No. Oh, I'm just running to you guys. Ooh, it's beautiful.